Hello. So,
Hello.
yay, welcome to the show, Ignite and Heal. Are you ready? And today I am so thrilled and blessed and gifted to offer for everyone to also connect with my closest friend here on this planet right now. And uh, and we actually, the guest here today, Sabine Raveschot. Yes, we actually galactically are very close, and parallel life experience is very close. And I'm thrilled that we get to share our lives here together as beautiful friends and colleagues. So, welcome, Sabine Raveschot, to the show. Also, a PSYCH-K facilitator and instructor, a certified instructor that lives in Belgium.
Thank you. Hi, Mary. Thank you for inviting me. It's so nice to start to talk to you, with you and to everybody who's listening here.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So Sabine and I actually connect every week, once a week, even though I live in the United States of America. She lives in Belgium. So it's finding our spiritual family that we connect and get so close with can be all across the world. And thank goodness for technology that we can connect. I know, right? We connect on iMessenger, or we can even do Telegram or WhatsApp and even Zoom. So
yes, luckily we have that.
That's precious.
Yeah.
And so we were talking and sharing, and we do connect at least weekly, maybe even more than that, and support each other since we are both PSYCH-K instructors and facilitators. We help each other with the PSYCH-K, which is beautiful to facilitate for each other. Whenever we have blocks that we can get so far with what we use for ourselves to help transform within ourselves, and then what a gift when you can connect with another and help to receive at your next level. Yeah. So yeah. So recently we were just talking about, what would be really great to share on this show that can help all those that are listening right now. And what came up for us to talk about today is we would love to offer the gateway to the unity of masculine and feminine energy within us. And yay! And the gateway. I know for us both, PSYCH-K is a huge part of this, and then we also will share other things too, because all the complements that support us, like reading very powerful books, right? Channeling, connections with others. There's just so many pieces here. So yes, Sabine, would you love to share your ideas with this, and then we'll dive into it.
Yeah, sure. Before I speak about books or everything or something, I just want to share that everybody has, even if you are a female or a man, we all both have the both energies, and a female energy and a male energy. And it is actually the best is that they work together. But collectively now on this planet, and it's very, very much in the vision, or everybody can see it, that there is a lot of pain and collective pain in the women's energy, and there's also a collective pain in the male energy. And I was reading in a book, it's a Dutch author, it's Pamela Kribbe, and she has written the book, it's De Verboden Vrouw Spreekt. It's in Flemish. I have to check if it's already translated, but I don't know. But it's channeled from Mary Magdala, and she's explaining the wounds in the female and the male energy. But we have both in us. So the male energy is, the pain is most of the time located in the heart. And the female energy, actually the wounds of the female energy is located in the sacral chakra. So you can be a female in with a physical female body, but you can still be hurt in your male energy, and it hurts in your body, in your heart. So when I was reading that, I could feel, because I read it with PSYCH-K, so many balances about female and male energy, I could feel the shifts in my system already beginning, because I had so many heart pain, and suddenly I was reading it, I could see the whole picture, and it's like, okay, tick, 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 and everything started to change in my system. It was so magical. But I'm very kinesthetic, so it's not for everybody that feels that, but because I'm so kinesthetic and I feel so much in my body, I could really feel the shifts in my system. It was so nice. Yes, it was such
Wow.
a relief. So it's a very powerful book.
Yeah. Right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and I'm finding too, even Sophia Code, I just recently have
Yeah.
gone through the third time now, and you have read that too. And same thing with reading it with such the activations in these powerful books and messages. That the gift with the PSYCH-K too is that anytime I feel resistance as I'm reading it, because I'll read something very powerful that yes, I would love to embody and believe and experience and be that within me at these higher levels with our divineness here and just the preciousness that we are. Then right, that's when I would use PSYCH-K and then whew, clear that pathway and then feel it. And it's so precious that the dance and the gift we get to use when you do know PSYCH-K and can use it for yourself, and then being motivated and drawn to right the books that are meant to come to us or how we're meant to be activated, right? Even in higher levels from these higher channelings that are coming to us now on this planet so amazingly.
Yes, there's so much information that you can work with. So she was explaining that the wound in the male energy is in the heart. It's located in the heart. But actually it means that if they can go back to a little bit of more empathy, they open their heart so they get the female energy in balance. And it's the other way around with the females, with the female bodies or with the female energy that's blocked. So it's in the sacral center, but because of women are being so much hurt by male, we need to trust male energy first. And if we trust that male energy, again, we can apply our own male energy. So we can create something or manifest something in our lives. But we need both energies because in the past, I had so many ideas from, oh, I can do this and I want to do this and this is nice to do. But I was never able to really manifest it in my life. So now I can do more. I started to do balances for that and everything changed. So I could really start more and more create my life the way I want. It's so much more fun. But because of the higher energies that's speaking with us, it's easier to access your own subconscious mind to transform everything that's blocking you. So it's a combination of everything. And then if you have all these tools, it's nice. Sometimes it's playful. Not when you're in the middle of the wound, but afterwards, you're really, oh, this is nice. And now it's easy and fun.
Yeah, and that's how we're meant to live here now, right?
Yeah. And in what we have now is we are uplifting the whole planet is uplifting, the energy is uplifting. So we actually going to the third dimension or the 3D, going to the fifth dimension. So actually we can go a next level. It's to our divine feminine and divine masculine energy to bring them back together and create from there our lives.
Wow. So always a new level, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we are human beings. We are here to learn. Yeah. And when we are done, I think we can leave the planet. That's what I think.
Sure, right. Well, yeah, and then for some of us, I think there's many of us light workers here that volunteered or were asked to come, and we said, sure, we'll come during this time of ascension. And then we get here and we're like, why the heck did we agree to do this?
Oh my God.
Right, what? Yeah, we thought this was going to be such a cool ride and dance, but like you say, when you're in the thick of it, you're like, what? Yeah. And I've had that many times.
Me too.
Yeah. Sure, seriously, and even for a few moments. And I think the gift with that is because then we can really relate with everybody here, right? Because there are, oh my goodness, the amount of differences, the beautiful gift of diversity here, is so precious. Because there's the area that we'll be talking and diving and continuing to dive into today is the masculine feminine energies, because I do the insight and the knowledge and the knowingness that's coming through me now is that our precious divine source when that consciousness wanted to experience, it did break into two or form into two ways, the masculine and the feminine. And so this universe is governed in these two polarities, the yang and the yin. I really like the Chinese philosophy of it, because I think with the masculine feminine, we get wrapped up in our own beliefs based on our own filters and fragmented aspects of how we view a masculine or feminine, or a male or female, or a man or woman. And even that is distorted. So I know we're even working with that to rise, and that's where the divine masculine feminine come in, is when it's in the wholeness view of the gifts that each of them bring. And it is the unity when the two can work together to do that beautiful dance, and to honor and respect, to trust, to feel the openness for both sides, to be in that true essence of love. The true energy that we are is that openness, and the openness of the giving and the receiving. So that's the oneness. The masculine energy is in the role of giving. Little sperm goes and penetrates in and right. And the little female egg receives. And then creation is made with another new human being. I mean, it's just so fascinating, the gifts that they each bring. But yes, how oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know if you feel the same way as I do, that we all agreed, living in this time, to be born in the 20th century, right? So everyone listening here today, yes, we all said, sure, we'll come in the 20th century, when it was like the darkest on the planet. For this time.
I don't have it with my mind. I don't feel it with my mind. I can feel it with my heart.
Yeah.
But if you're too much in the mind, you're not able to go into the heart. So it's good to go into the heart, because then you'll get more connection with your true essence. What you said, everything comes together. But we need the heart, because there it's in the middle of it's actually almost in the middle of the body. But it's on the left, but
right. Well, yeah, the heart, I mean, really, and even in the Chinese
the heart center is so if this is imbalanced, you have access to all parts of you, wherever they are. And it's nice. So the heart is actually the access to the bigger information.
It sure is.
If you can drop in the heart, you can go into your heart, you can listen to your heart, you can have an honest conversation with your heart, and everything can unfold. But as long as there are still blockages in the heart, it's very difficult to stay out of the mind.
That's so true. And you're right. And whether you're a male or female here, both of us are doing that, the men and the women. Yeah,
absolutely. We were all in survival modus, and the mind was created to survive, to be practical, to survive. But now everything is turning, everything is changing. So we can go back to the heart, and the heart can say, okay, let's do this. And the mind will set something practical to reach it. But first, it's the ones who is saying what to do or asking what to do, it's the heart.
Yeah, how does it feel for you? And then I know it's a big question that I ask myself, because before I was governed to be in that protective mode, and my heart was closed off. And so if I did something, it was so I wouldn't get hurt or harmed. It was a survival, and or be cautious, or be as careful as you can. And right here, even in this time of the planet where there's still a lot of restrictions and closing off from outside of us, with the government rules and things. The gift is for us to go in our heart center within us. No one can touch that. And then once we recognize that is where the unconditional love is, we are completely safe there. And I didn't even feel that. I was afraid to go into my heart. I had so much fears within me that I didn't even feel that was safe to go into my heart. And because there were so many wounds there, I was hurt so much there. And so I'm like, oh, heck no, I'm not going in there. Right. And I'll just stay with my mind and come up with practical things I can do here. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But what happens is Yeah, but the body started having stress related health issues. I had, relationship issues where I was just fighting within me. So then I'm fighting with my husband, and I'm fighting with my kids, or fighting with coworkers, and out battling everybody. Everyone was against me, and I was just very outspoken, ready to fight. And wow, what a gift when something will wake us up, right? I know for me, it was when my husband got sick and I really wanted to help him get better. And for other people, right, it's going to be something, whether it's financial or like people losing their jobs, or, obviously what's happening on this planet, Mother Earth, is helping us drastically to wake up and to go into our hearts and heal those wounds within our hearts.
Yes, that's the only way to survive. Because also when you can be in your heart, you feel the freedom. And nobody can shut you down, or some. It's only you. I allowed people to shut me down. So you get feisty, and I get more quiet and shut down, that I was really nothing anymore. So by going into my heart, I also had to transform all my pains, all the sorrow, everything what came up, to open it again and to say, hey, no, I don't allow it anymore to do that.
Yeah, and for you to have the courage to stand strong and speak your voice and speak your truth. Yeah, you and I, it's beautiful how we have we are in different ways. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yin and yang. Yeah, because I learned how to be the yang, man. I was like, let's go.
Yes.
And then the gift is had to unlearn that and really dive into my feminine energy and the slower energy, the openness of my heart, and to the levels of that, to know I'm safe, to trust again, to to remember that all of those wounds inside my heart were just the perceptions my mind created. So this is all a creation. This is really like a matrix of a movie, and that we can change that when we change those programs in our mind, because that's what I have been doing with PSYCH-K for the last 11 years. And what a gift to each day check in with myself and use it as this journey of life to say, okay, and then reprogramming it into the belief and the knowingness of my true essence. So really, instead of what society and my family had told me was true in the 20th century, was just based on fears of survival, and scarcity and all of those, survival mechanisms. Is to lift into ways to connect with your higher dimensions and your higher self. It's completely, what a joyride, as I can say.
Yes, that's true. And the more you can transform all these things, I can feel that my subconscious mind and my higher conscious mind getting more one with my conscious mind.
Yes.
So we get more aligned, and every day I feel my true essence more and more. So it's a gift.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it.
I know, right? I am too. And I do honor that there's many pathways, that people are going to find what works for them. So we want to honor every pathway. I have just found the ones that come to our workshops, the PSYCH-K workshops, is they have tried just about everything, or at least a few things. Many people have. So I recognize it as stepping stones, and it's all helped them at that point where they are. But when they're ready for PSYCH-K, man, you're ready for the rocket ship. You really are. You're really ready to connect with your true essence. And that's why I used to help moms birth their babies, and now I help people birth their true essence, because this is PSYCH-K found me so that because I was ready and know that I can be a gateway. We can be a gateway or a doorway or portal to say, here, come on in here. Are you ready? And that's the key. Are you ready? Are you willing to step in your responsibility of being who you really are, not what you were programmed to think you are?
That's true. But for me to say, I applied to do all the workshops of PSYCH-K, but then when I applied to become an instructor, it's like, actually, my whole system said, no, I'm not going to do that, because then I had to speak. I had to speak my truth. I had to come out of my shelter, But I did it anyhow. There was something in me that said, you do it. And My first basic workshop was in 2015, and in 2017 I became an instructor together with you. So it went so fast, and it's like, oh my God, and my whole system, my ego actually said, no, 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 you're not going to do that. And I became anyhow. So you can have a lot of resistance. I felt a lot of resistance to become, because we are so afraid to go to our true self, true essence. There's so much pain and hurt on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was an adventure too.
Yeah, that's where that courage and willingness, right, helps us, right? And yeah. And the courage is just a choice. It's just, we get a choice at every moment. Are we willing to be courageous? It's just the willingness. It's just, are you in that energy field of willingness? And it's that, oh, and it might be because a bunch of bad, crappy things have happened enough to push you to that level of that. Now you're willing to step in. Perfect. Or there's others that, right, they've been dancing kind of nicely, but they just like to continue to grow and expand. So each of us have our own ways of how we are really ready to step in to the Aquarian age, which is what we agreed to live in now. This is it. We agreed to be here to bring in the golden age.
Yeah, true. Yep, absolutely.
One gift was
go to a little turbulence. Humanity still need to go to a little bit of turbulence.
Yeah, that's the turbulence we're feeling now, right?
Yes. So for so many people now, it's very challenging time, because energetically so many things shifts, and if you're not conscious of it, or you don't know what's going on, then you can be very scared, or can be very annoyed, or I don't know.
It's like that tornado, that there's the swoosh, the turbulence that's flowing, and the gift is the willingness. Are you willing to access your center point? Your true essence is that center point, 0 point frequency, your oneness with divinity, your true essence. If that's actually who you really are, but you haven't accessed it yet, or probably not very much here. You're still in the throw where everything's flying around and the turbulence and all that stuff. We each get to agree how much of that we want to deal with, and think that's just how life is. Oh, is it really? Or is it what we were programmed to think it is? And that's the gift I've been blessed with my whole life, is I've always questioned everything. I really have. I've always questioned it. And that now I understand, because with PSYCH-K has really helped open up myself, and you too. I know it's helped you in the same way, of our true essence, of remembering that we are multi-galactic. We have had many parallel life experiences that are all coming in now in this life to help us in this way. And so it's helped me understand that we've done this many times. We've actually helped many other star systems, so 2 others at least, that to do this exactly what we're doing here, because we've done this before. So return to your centerness, and and we still are human, so we still have junk that happens, and stuff happens, life happens, right? So that we can relate with everybody else and experience it. And that is how the game works here, is to experience it. But we have a choice of how we want to respond. What's our perception of it? What's our perception of ourselves? And I know for me, the gift with PSYCH-K has been one of the most precious gifts that has came to me, and then I said yes to it and received it. And that's really a lot of why even we're moved here, where I was moved to have the show. We even had resistance to that, those darn resistance, right? Because I didn't think what I said mattered, the little ego part of me. Who are you to talk on a radio station, that little guy in there? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, why not? We each have something to say. And right. But my divine self is like, oh, heck yes. This is what we need to bring in, is exactly what we need to bring in, because I am an igniter, and I know I help activate. So I know even anyone listening today, you're ready to be activated. And the gift will be when you say yes to yourself and say yes. And we'll talk more at the end of the show about how you can find out easily where the PSYCH-K workshops are around you. We are having them in person. We have been having them continuing. I know I've been able to offer them once or twice a month in America. Yay. Even with all these nutty little lockdown stuff, I we find a way. And then I know Sabine and I will be talking that we love to teach together, and that we, we'll be sharing, because exactly, we bring in the yin, the yang, and our uniqueness to offer for everyone that's ready. Similar to when Jesus's time. So now we're back to rebirthing again, to the seeds that were planted then to actually blossom now here. So,
so excited.
Exactly.
I'm not every day so excited as here. Some days I have like, oh my God, I prefer to go to bed again, but I have them too. Yeah. But it's nice to have days when you're feeling okay too.
Absolutely. I know for me, my relationship with my husband, I think, has been one of the biggest schools that I'm in. I would definitely call it a schooling for him and for me. Obviously, we both agreed, and then I do have just remembrances that we agreed in the ethers, right, to come and be the soulmates here. And and now how beautiful that I when I look at him and I'm around him and with him, I just have so much gratitude and appreciation and reverence for him, which I did not have a short time ago at all, because my feminine was hurt by the masculine, and I was about ready to, internally beat him up, whatever, and whatever it's through control or manipulation or, closing off my heart from him, things and stuff that I would do. And really, really beautiful that, and blaming him or, thinking, well, what's he, oh my gosh, how what a gift that I go within myself. I'm creating my reality here, including how he treats me and how our relationship is. So I take full responsibility to stand and weather through this and to let it grow. And he's completely different than me. So we honoring our diversity, and I know it'll be 30 years we'll be married this December, which is really nutty. So I know, and and it is, it's something I think that he and I agreed to do this dance together for what we're meant to learn. So, and I do honor the ones that do need to split up and go in their own directions, and that there's a season for everything completely. So but
that's true.
He gives me plenty to work with masculine, feminine, and I give him plenty to work with the masculine, feminine.
Absolutely. You're always a mirror for each other.
Yes.
Everybody is a mirror for everybody. So you create your own life. So whatever is not working in your life outside, it's also your internal life. So check whatever is blocking you and what you believe about yourself. And then you can transform everything.
Where like with the media will show all the victimhood, right? And the blame, especially like at least in America, it's between the two parties, shooting fingers at each other, or right. They try any kind of separation and to blame the other is what the fragmented parts of us and the hurt parts of us will do that we created in our minds, right? So what a gift. It really is. It's huge when each of us can take responsibility for ourselves and our lives and go within ourselves and then begin to start changing those pieces within ourselves. And then the outside world changes. And this is how we bring in the new way of being here, the new golden age, and focusing on what we do want, not what we don't want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes easier, but I don't want this and I don't want this. So, and then what do you want instead? It's like, oh my God, what do I want instead? Sometimes you really need to find it to say, okay, what do I want instead? I don't know what I want, because we are so far away from ourselves sometimes.
Yeah. Or we haven't even given ourselves the worthiness that we can receive abundance and beautiful things. And you're right. And we haven't put much time into it. It's like a muscle. It's important to exercise that and to start using the power of your imagination. Daydreaming is we get so busy. My life was so busy. I didn't even have time to daydream because you're just busy, right? Yeah, well, we all have a lot of time now.
I was always daydreaming in school. My teacher was always saying, and even write it down in my notes, stop the daydreaming. It's like, It's so nice.
Right. Yeah, they tried shutting it down in school, right? But now, wouldn't that be neat to actually have? That's where all the homeschooling is getting really beautiful, or the more creative teachers, people that do teach, is to let them daydream and maybe pull that in, whatever you're daydreaming, and then work with that, and that can help you learn. Now, wouldn't that be amazing, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Because it's a part of your nature that you're connecting with when you're daydreaming. And then you can create from your true essence. And then you can access your mind and say, okay, what do I need to put it, to create it in my life?
Yeah. And yeah, great question. What brings me joy? Right? What do I love? Who do I love being around that I feel good around? What do I love doing that it feels really good? And then even I know even for myself, it's just letting me feel it. I blocked off my heart so much. I didn't even feel a lot. No. I was almost numb. I almost had that barrier to, just get out there and get the work done, and you'll feel later, it's that what? Yeah. And then I'd be overjoyed. Then I want to do over stuff. So then you start partying or drinking too much or, being super loud, or everything was over the kill. Right. Oh, it's 11:11.
Oh, wow.
While we're recording this.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, here it's 5:11.
Right. So it's the balance, right? Instead of me closing things off and then overdoing stuff. Wow. Whew, how nice when you can access.
That's also the part of the female and the male energy. When you go in overdrive, you know that it's not in balance. So it's better to have both in balance. And so the yin yang is turning in the same direction, or no, in the same forms, the yin yang sign.
Yeah.
So it's good because when you go into too much yin or too much yang, it's not in balance anymore.
Yeah. Ah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I find going into that centeredness, I think that is one of the biggest gifts with PSYCH-K. It's helped me with that, to live more in that centeredness. So then, and then to experience, the yang, getting things like I love like what you talked about earlier, is the feminine, the yin, helps us, is the part of us that's completely open and spontaneous, and connected with our divinity and our true knowledge, our wisdom. We actually all are geniuses here. We have connection to all knowingness once those channels open up, and accessing that by even simple things of allowing yourself, like for me, allow that I do feel peaceful now. I do feel blissful, serene, joyful, the love, it's like, ooh, to be in we are energy, right? So I have just noticed every balance that I did, we call it balances with PSYCH-K, because you're just balancing our masculine and feminine, our left and right hemispheres of our brain, which is the masculine and feminine. It's back into the wholeness and balance, right? Absolutely. Of every goal, every intention that we would love to experience here. So with doing that, it's what a gift that now my life, instead of going to the extremes of stuff, is it just, what do I prefer? I prefer this over this, so it's not this hardness of this is good and this is bad, or this, it's now into, I prefer this and I don't prefer that. So I'm going to focus on what I prefer.
Even good and bad doesn't exist, because everything is right. If you need this experience, maybe it's not a nice experience, but you need this experience to learn from it and to decide, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I did it my whole life, and I did it maybe past lives too, but now I'm choosing for another experience. So you can also just balance for your whatever you feel, so you don't recreate that old feeling. So you put something new in it, and that's so nice. Because then you can create other learning experience until you really find, okay, this is mine. This is what I like. So I do, when I change some old habits that I have for a long, long time, I put another habit in it, but maybe that's not the right habit from the beginning. So I said, okay, this is not the right habit for me. I create a new one until I find, okay, now I'm in balance. Now everything is working together, and now I'm in peace. And that's our journey in humanity, in human life, in human body, because we still have a lot of cell memory, and we were one big, how do you say, library?
Yes.
Our human body is one big library with so much information. We just need to access everything. We need to activate this because we were sleeping for so long. And now it's good to activate every memory, every system we have in our body, even beyond our body, to be fully human. Not only human in flesh and blood, but human in many layers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah.
but I feel
No.
it's we are just much so much more than just a human body.
Right.
We
Well,
have
that's
so
our
much more.
divine selves, our spiritual divine
Yes.
selves. We are energy, we are frequency, and to have right exactly all. I mean, it is a lot of energy, and it's really precious to. And it's love. People, love is one way to describe it. It's just a very high energy, powerful, fast, light. Instead of the density that we feel with these constricted energies like shame or guilt or fear or worry and
Yeah.
frustration, things like that. So, yeah.
That's only a part of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And we just feel it in this body. But actually, if we can have access to our wholeness, we are so much bigger. We cannot just put it in this body. There's so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, our body is too
Yeah.
small.
I know, right? Yeah. I've had to do balances for that too, to allow it to come into this body system. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
And beyond, so that we are
beyond.
just more than body. To be in peace with, we are more than just a body.
Yeah, exactly. And how cool. And I think more people are waking up to this, which is really, really neat. It's just, we chose to be physical here. So it's cool that we have a body. We can do a lot of neat things
Yes,
with this body, So that's
absolutely.
especially for the experiences here. So yeah, it's a gift that we get to have this physical experience here. And then, yeah, I think the biggest question is, right, just probably for each of us is just to ask, how are things now? And if there's things you don't like and you're ready for those changes, PSYCH-K is just a huge gateway in, whether it's a private session or learning it for yourself and using it for yourself. I know. And that's the responsibility piece for us. Instead of being the victimhood and complaining or, oh, nothing's going to work for me or I can't do anything, well, then you're going to have the same results. You have to make the change. And that's, stepping into, right, who you really are here. And this is actually pretty simple. It's simple. It's powerful. It's effective. I joke at the workshop and I love people. I love people. I love humanity. I really do. I love you. I love humanity. And I don't put like a value on someone because, oh, you have a PhD or postdoctorate, or you're a tradesperson, or you're this or you're that. It's like, oh my gosh, each of us are serving in our roles for where we can share our gifts and have our experiences. And my son Chris, I have 3 girls and a boy. My son is the one that helped gift me with that because he was a son I had when I lived in Lemuria, another parallel life when I was his father. How funny is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then here in beautifulness, and then in this lifetime, he chose to have Down syndrome. So he has an extra chromosome, and he lives in just such simplicity from his heart center. He lives from his divine masculine, feminine, and the love. And he's like our little sage in the home. And it's like, oh my goodness. And I had to govern that when he was born. I felt guilty. I thought I did something to him that made him this way, and there was something wrong with him. That that's how the whole medical system was really good, dishing out their beliefs to me about what the genetics person said and this and that. And a good friend of mine just came in and let me know, he's perfect, just the way your daughters are perfect. And once she said that, it helped me. Oh my gosh, I am not listening to what other people think there's something wrong with him, or ooh, he has a defect or whatever. We do this, but we do this in so many ways, where we judge people or the categories, or people will even say, oh, I'm just an inner city kid. Oh, I can't do anything. Or this is the color I am. Or this is a woman versus a man. The women didn't even have very many rights for a very long time.
No.
So we've been doing this to ourselves for a super long time. So I'm so grateful, and I'm love it that, my son's in our life to help us really remember what's important. And it's about connection. It's about sharing our love and doing what we're passionate about. He loves parkour, so that's his passion. Making videos, and I'm like, he's gonna teach me how to use TikTok because he's like amazing in this stuff. I know. Yeah, they tried saying he has an IQ of 56. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like amazing in the things he's passionate about. So, whew, the sooner we can start throwing off, recognizing, is this really true for me, or is this something I was told that is true, right?
Yes.
You can start questioning everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this okay for me? Is this right for me? Does it feel good? For me, it's always, does it feel good? Am I in peace with it or not? So, and it's like, no, it doesn't feel good. I don't know sometimes why not, but I have to trust that for me, it's not good. Maybe for you, it's good, but not for me. So you recognize your own truth. And from that truth, you can make your own whatever you want. But then you are true to yourself. And that's very, very important. Even if you don't know what it is or why it's not okay or whatever, you just, it's
But
just
we'll get lost
important.
in our mind. We'll get lost in our mind when we start asking why or trying to understand it. Then you're going back into your mind to try and find the answer, but the answer's in your heart. It's and like you say, the connection of how does that feel, or how does that sit with you, or what is that? And then allowing yourself, that's the courage to stand to say no. Yeah, you have a right to say no to things. Or if it feels good, yeah, I would like to do that. Sure. And then whoosh, even if you're nervous about it, or oh my gosh, that's what we're in now. I know right now, every step I take, I feel like I'm in the unknown. You know, it's like a new thing. And so I've done balances for that to help my left and right hemispheres, my masculine, feminine, to be in harmony. So, I think I ended up balancing to believe within my subconscious mind, using the PSYCH-K, that I step into the unknown, with excitement, with wonder, and with peace. And wow, has that been really amazing, because I've been taking a little bit of heroic steps, I feel like I'm doing, and it's like whoosh, and then it comes back in such beautiful ways. So it is. It's a faith walk. We are really being called. The line has been drawn. It really has. We're either, you choose a higher way, right? Or you're going to be pulled back down into the lower way. And I choose the higher way. And and trust that the things are coming. These are the things I balance for, that that when I ask for something, that doorway opens, and I'm able to access what I am desiring. And I know it's, and it may be what I need instead of what I want. And that's okay too, because the need is going to be the gateway for what I do really want. So to me, it all works together. I'm like, perfect. And give me a little more support to really grab it in. Yeah, it's I know. Oh my goodness. Life is such an adventure, right? And we get
It is an adventure, absolutely. Yeah. No doubt of it.
Oh, yeah. So if you're okay, I'm going to ask for our group just to take a deep breath in right now. So we're going to take a deep breath in and then hold it gently. And when you're ready to release, allow it to fully release. And another deep breath in. Hold it gently. And when it's ready to release, fully release. And we'll do one more. Deep breath in your nose. Hold until it's ready to release. Very nice. I find the gift of breath has helped me tremendously to calm and center myself in that masculine, feminine dance we're doing, to center myself. And we have our breath. We can use it all the time.
Yes, that's the first thing you do when you come on earth, to breathe. And if you don't breathe, you get a slap.
Yeah, right. So let's breathe and use that. And I found the breathing of the life force energy of God's source from great central sun of my divineness, and
Yeah,
whew, so
yeah, I do it too. When I breathe life force. I breathe, yeah, joy, the joy of life. Breathe lights. I ask my heavens team, because everybody has a heavens team, to help me. And I release through my feet. I release it to earth so that earth can transmute it into life
Mhm.
force again. And then it's a cycle. And it's so nice.
Isn't
But
that
at first I
beautiful?
had to do balances for that because it wasn't natural anymore. Now it's done. It is.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that precious?
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah. So those are gentle reminders for us, because I think we need those gentle reminders, to,
Yeah.
because we will get driving on our masculine, right? Which is beautiful to execute, to get out there and create the life that we really want. And then have the feminine for our, creativity, the pause, the
Hmm.
slowing down. This is the dance that I've been really helping myself
Yeah.
cultivating that feminine. Yeah, I really had to slow down even more than doing any masculine so that I can return back to the balance. So I
Yeah.
think that's what many of us, I think, when they had all the stop last year, right?
Hmm.
We're
Yeah. We
we're
still have
really
it.
in, and we still, yeah, right, especially in Europe. It's much better here in America, but I know hopefully our energy will help anyone else that has hard tight spots. That
Yeah.
yeah, but
Well,
yeah, it's
you can look at it a positive, uh, from a positive view. We have some more time to go more in, to transform a lot of more things, to really
right,
step up, to really be in our own center. So
absolutely,
if you
absolutely,
can take this, it's will help you grow.
yeah,
Really.
definitely. Yeah, and those that are ready to unite, and everyone's doing their part. So anyone that is, out speaking, out marching or out, peacefully, as long as it's peaceful, let us stay peaceful,
Hmm.
and stand in our power. That's how this all is going to change, is through our great love and power. And like, do not consent to things that aren't right for you, and to move into living in the way that is right for you. Because whatever's good for you is good for all. And that's the connection too. You can't just do it for your own self interest, you know, separate from everybody else. That doesn't work anymore here.
No, no.
No, it needs to be
What
good
you
for
do
all.
is always, it's always for all. It's for the bigger collective too. So it's good to be very strong in what you're doing for you is good. So you will help other people too. It's the ripple effect. You plant a
Right.
seed and then it's go on, or you drop in the lake and then you have the ripples. So when you start with your own, it's multiplying.
Exactly. That's so beautiful. Well, thank you for that, because that's why I have cultivated, thank goodness, to have, because the time has been more open too, is time for myself each morning. So I check in, I close my eyes, I go in my heart, and I ask, how are things now? I check in with me and my divinity and my life and everything. And that alone is huge, because then whatever comes up, be open with and honest, whether it's the negative self-talk going, or the things you don't like, or what you're feeling in your side, take note of it, and get a journal out, start writing,
Yes.
what it is that's really frustrating you, or you're angry about, or you're hurt about, or you're sad about. Like, all those emotions are there to help us. We aren't those emotions. We agree to feel those because we're just shifting the density to experience that. And then the gift I love with PSYCH-K is because it has helped me raise my level of consciousness, raise my
Hmm.
frequency, right, to the high levels, which is amazing. And so even sadness came in recently for me, and so I sat with it using the PSYCH-K balance that we teach and offer, to become whole brained with it. So that really sadness, I'm really experiencing more sadness now. It's such a it's helping me. It's such a gift of showing how much I really do love things. There are times to be sad, especially when it's that sense of loss or sense of separation. And then
Yes.
remembering that we're never separate and we're never lost. So
Yeah.
we have it, but we can experience it. So it's like this different way of experiencing these denser energies, and they are actually here to serve us too. We're just not meant to stay in them,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, that's true. You can feel it. You can allow it. You can say to yourself, you have the right to feel all these things. The only thing you need to choose one moment that will not stay within, that you choose to come out of it. Because you can't stay in anger or sadness. It's, yeah, you can stay in it, but sometimes you have to say, okay, I heard it, I felt it, I know I had it, and now I choose for another experience again.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely beautiful. I love it. And that's what's coming up about the masculine feminine again, because there were pieces in it, and I'm open to whatever needs to come through. You know, if I would get mad and angry because I was hurt in this way for that energy, and then right, how beautiful when you can transform that. So
if you allow it, you will have the answers too. You will get the answers.
yeah, absolutely.
To allow everything to feel and say, okay, I feel this, and that's good. And then sometimes it's already, just by allowing it, it's already it's going. Then you can let it go.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? And it's working at the subconscious level of the mind, and that's the gift that we're talking about here. Because most of us have been so trained to be in the conscious mind where hardly any change happens. Yes. So it's working at the subconscious level of the mind. So finding a way to do that, like is one of the most powerful ways. There are other ways. Meditation, people will dive in with meditation too. Yeah, so
meditation, write it down, writing, have a conversation with yourself. Everything can.
Your power of your intention, and right? See,
do some exercises. You can do some
movement.
Movement, so you can move the energy also. Yeah. Sometimes for me, it helps that I'm standing on one spot and I feel okay. I don't like to feel what I'm feeling, and then I really say to myself, okay, if I felt what I have to feel now, I step out of it and I take a big step. So I step in the new. That also helps.
Yeah, and you can observe it. You can even observe it. Yeah, yeah. So powerful. Love it.
If you can observe what you are doing from a little distance, you get a clearer view. And then you can, and then it's so easy to change.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so we'll be ending the show shortly here. Let's talk about the upcoming. Yes, it is. Let's already start talking about the Psyche Basic workshops that we'll be offering. I know we are setting big intention. This is the stepping in the unknown, right? Even with a lot of these restrictions around the world, but hey, we'd still like to pop in these dates and pop in these times. So right. I know you and I talked about we are planning to teach in Israel and in France in June, right? Yes. So we recommend people to go to the PSYCH-K website. So psych-k.com. That's PSYCH-K.com. The PSYCH-K.com website. It has all the workshops because there's 25 of us instructors across the world. So whichever one is the right one for you, go to that one, right? And if you would love to learn with Sabine and me, yes, in June and in October, we're looking to go to Israel and in France. We'll be putting those up on the website shortly. And then I know, Sabine, I think you're going to be offering some in Belgium, hopefully, as things lift in April.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, maybe the end of March, but I don't think it will happen. But in April, I have an advanced class. It's the next level of the basic. I also have a basic in Flemish and in English, or in English and French. So, yeah. And then maybe we will have one in August in California.
Yeah, we're thinking of our spirits moving us to Mount Shasta area in California in August of California. Yay! Thank you. And then for me, I'm American, that I'm teaching in Michigan the end of March and April. And then I'll be in Kentucky in July. So I'm looking into going back to Florida to teach again in the summer too. So just look at the PSYCH-K website. You can type in Mary Mazur or Sabine Raveschot. If you want to have a private session with us, you can even click in there, and that will get you to our website for that. And we're here to help. The private sessions are helped beautifully too. A one-on-one session to really start making those changes. You make those changes within yourself. So.
Yes, yeah, and we can do it online. So you don't have to come
through
to Belgium, or I don't have to go to
America.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here because we continue to make the changes within ourselves. We're so precious to offer that. and we are walking the walk along with everyone else here, and being the light in the way, and helping others to jump on board. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. Have a beautiful day. Thank
You
you so
too.
much, Sabine, and everyone
you
have
very
a
much.
marvelous day. Okay. Bye-bye.